Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now. Where I am now, I'm in a special place. A telephone embrace. Where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and guess what? You can see us live right here in WGPL 1350 studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM, 1350 AM, or www.christianbroadcastingcompany.com. Click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful, beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors, our WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM and WPCE 1400 AM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Tracy Porter, good morning. Let's also welcome LinkedIn, YouTube, and Twitter. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on.
And we want to welcome our long-lost friend, Miss Jewel Corporal.
Hi,
good
Miss
morning
Jewel.
to you.
It's good for you all to be here. We love you sharing today and coming on and supporting us. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
It's cold, though.
It's cold in Hampton Roads. Can you believe it? After all the nice weather, it is a little chilly this morning.
That's right. You think winter's gone yet?
Winter is still here and just expected to be here for a while. Even in early spring, we experience cold.
That's right. That is so
but
true.
We haven't experienced snow yet, which is, hey, it's all right. It's all right with me.
Thank the Lord.
Yes, Mr. E, we celebrate International Women's Day today, and I want to say good morning to all the beautiful, lovely ladies out there. We celebrate ourselves this month, and it's absolutely fabulous. Mr. E.
Yes.
What day is it today?
Today is Hump Day. That's what today is.
Hump Day. That's a great hump day, especially on this wonderful, wonderful day God has given us. I'm glad you all are doing fine. Again, make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we'll shout you out later on in the show.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. And you shout it out.
Do all that. Do all of that. And we promise we'll shout you out later on in the show.
That's wonderful. Shout out.
Mr. E, we're celebrating again. Now, this is the thing. This is Women's History Month.
That's right.
But don't you know we have a special International Women's Day on the 8th of March, and it feels really good. We're highlighting women all over the world.
That's right. That is so true. Highlighting the ladies. And today is International Women's Day.
They call it IWD. It's a global day celebrating the social, economic, cultural, and political achievements of women. The day also marks a call to action for accelerating gender party. Significant activity is witnessed worldwide as groups come together to celebrate women's achievements or rally for women's equality.
Marking an annually on March the 8th, IWD is one of the most important days of the year.
Yes, to celebrate women's achievements, educate and awareness raise for women's equality, call for positive charge advancing women, lobby for accelerated gender party, fundraiser for female focused charities. Everyone everywhere can play a part in helping forge gender equality. Form a wide range of IWD campaigns, event rallies, and all that kind of stuff. Do your festivals, your parties, run your celebration, and you can be a part of what we do. Even you men, Mr. E.
Thank you so very, very much for allowing the Brotherhood to be a part of International Women's Day.
I know you all are celebrating us. You
Yes,
have
we
to celebrate us.
We
to get
are
along with us, you have to celebrate us all year round.
That's right. We are celebrating you. You the greatest and the beautifulest women in the whole wide world. And not only that, you have stuck by us. And, even though you put yourself last and made us first,
I don't think
women
so.
all over the world did all of that to make sure men and families was well taken care of.
I don't agree with that last part. Where we have put ourselves last. Women, I should have opened up the phone lines right now after that, Mr. E.
757.
Have you put yourself last for your man?
You know, Miss Hinton, there are women all over the world that has really did a wonderful job when it comes to the family. Some women put their families first and went without so that they, that the family could have.
Okay.
That's what they call a virtuous woman.
Well, okay, but that thing with the last, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Mr. E, we don't.
My mama used to put herself last and make sure that everybody was taken care of.
Oh, you talking about in the sense of who went first and got the steak and chicken?
No,
what you talking about?
My mama made sure that the children got fed. Made sure that we got fed, and she was last to get taken care of.
Good morning, Miss Roberta Carter, Sheila Robbins, Tracy Porter. What y'all think about what Mr. E said? Have you put yourself last?
Pick up the telephone number to dial 624-9475. There are women all over America, that has really took the forefront and begin to take care of everybody else but themselves.
Well, they put, women do. They actually, make sure people are taken care of in their household, their children, and we celebrate them. But this is the thing about it, Mr. E. Although we celebrate ourselves and, we have our annual days and our months and things like that, we still are fighting for equality.
That's right.
Which is crazy.
That's right. And you're still battling. You're still battling for rights to this and rights to that. And rights to be in charge of your own body. You're still battling here.
Still battling. Now, Mr. E, we ran across a wonderful woman. And before we go on our topic, of course, this is our Wednesday segment, What's Under the Hat. Even though we celebrate Women's International Day, we have, we still highlight men on today. What's Under the Hat? Issues concerning men. But we're highlighting a lady that she's a captain actually in the Hampton Roads area, and she's in charge of the whole Norfolk base. And it is wonderful. Mr. E, can you give us a little bit of her story?
Our hats off to Captain Janet H. Day, Commandant Officer of Norfolk Naval Base. Captain Janet H. Day, a native of Chicago, graduated summa cum laude from Old Dominion University in 1999 with a Bachelor's of Science in Business and received her commission through the Navy, ROTC. via enlisted commission program. She holds a Master of Business Administration from the Navy Postgrad School and currently earns the Naval War College Commander and Staff Diploma. She is also a graduate of the Joint and Combined Warfighting School at Joint Force Staff College and is qualified Joint Specialty Officer. Days sea assistance, including tools aboard the USS
Yes.
Semin Lakes, a home port of uh, Italy, and Forrest Sherman, an engineer officer, completed two deployments, one to the U.S. Central Command area and responded to conduct theaters, securities, and corporation as a sequence deployment to the U.S. Southern Command AOD to conduct counter narcotics operation. They served as a destroyed squadron. 28 material officers, staff director embarked aboard the U.S. Dwight Eisenhower when she was completed two deployments to the U Centron in support of Operation Enduring Freedom. Miss Day, our hats off to you.
Absolutely. Running our base in Norfolk. Captain, I mean, wow. The first.
Captain.
See, this is what I'm talking about, making history. The first here in our local area. And we
Running
are
the whole
excited.
base.
Absolutely.
The second largest naval institute in the world, and Miss Day
Absolutely.
is the captain over all of that.
Mr. E, you know, it makes me smile because, you know, a lot when you rewind and look back, you know, we didn't see women in the military. We
That's
didn't
right.
see women in history making history like this, you know. But throughout the years, women have fought their way through to be what God has given them to be. These are gifts from God. You can't do nothing with it. You know, you can try to stifle it or hold it back, but I'm telling you, it's popping out everywhere. Women are everywhere. They're in all kind of positions. We even honor our vice president, Miss Kamala Harris, because that's the first. You know, so many firsts, and there's so many women that have gotten their way to where they are because they know who they are.
You know, Miss Hinton, women has been playing an important role, and yeah, they have not been recognized and they've been in the background. And you can rest assured that if it wasn't for these mothers, these women, you know, a lot of people back in the days of old didn't say they was military, but they was military. They was carved out to be fighters. I mean, fighters. They could endure, I mean, almost anything. And then they still have that special touch that can make pain go away.
It is marvelous, and we just honor her and others that have just worked hard to get where they are. Mr. E, our theme today is who can find a virtuous woman? You know, issues concerning men, and I wanted to actually go from that scripture, Proverbs 31, and talk about the attributes of what a man should be looking for in a woman. Now, this is the thing. You know, a lot of times people say, you know, you should have your list of what you want. And, you know, a lot of people say, well, I want somebody tall. I want somebody short. I want somebody pretty. I want somebody light. I want somebody dark. I want somebody, you know, with a shape, or I like, you know, they like, men are really into larger women now in this day and time. And I say that because I talk to a certain generation that, hey, they welcome a larger woman. So you got whole kind of women now that, you know, men kind of like, hey, I'd like that. But we want to go a little bit deeper because in the scripture in Proverbs, King Lemuel's mom was having a conversation with him and giving him a description of what he should be looking for in a woman.
You know, that's a great topic. That's a great text. You know, and she began to teach him, and teach him that you can find what you got to find in a woman.
let's just go over some of the characteristics of a virtuous woman, Mr. E. And I wanted to pull out a few things. There are some things in the scripture that describes that virtuous woman, but also when we talk about virtue, it means grace, merit, behavior showing high moral standard. I like to put dedication to it. Uh, I like to put patience. I like to put a lot of things in there because it describes a woman that, you know, inside her character is really off the hook. She has a great character. She's not just a woman from the outside. She's just not skin and bones and hair and lips. She inside carries a great quality.
Bravery. She got
Oh wow, that's a good one.
bravery. She has patience. A great. When I begin to look at King Lemuel and Mama begin to talk to him, Miss Hinton, one of the things she said in Proverbs, she said, "Give not thy strength unto a woman, nor thy way to that which destroys kings."
Yes.
Don't do that. Don't do it. It is not for the king, O Lemuel. It is not for the king to drink wine, nor for the prince to drink to strong drink, lest they drink and forget the law and pervert the judgment of any of their affliction. Give strong drink unto him that is rather to perish, and wine unto those that be heavy hearted. Let him drink and forget the proverb, and remember his misery no more. She was telling him, said, listen, you got to have somebody that's brave, that's going to sit there and help you to dialogue, to help you to figure things out. Not somebody that's going to sweep things under the carpet.
Should be God fearing, courageous, loving, virtuous, faithful, and she has to have strength. She described the woman that he should go after. She's saying, "Wait a minute now. You really want to, do this and do this right. When it's time for you to choose someone, make sure she's not just something on the outside." To look at only outside beauty, but go deep inside. And there are women that have been brought up with these qualities. It's not that you can't find a woman like that, King Lemuel. They're out there, and we're not talking about the fact that that's a perfect woman. It's not a perfect woman, but it's a woman that has those qualities in her. It's been she's been groomed, and she looks well to her household. The scripture says, she's a hard worker. She doesn't mind working. She doesn't mind taking care of the household and seeing that everything is safe. She goes around locking the doors and whatnot, make sure nobody gets. She gives the security. Absolutely. She dresses well.
Yeah.
She has a good attitude.
That's right. And in the text it says that she also have the heart of her husband.
Oh yes.
And she has the heart of her husband safely trusted in her. The husband can give her his heart, and she is in good hands. And not only that, she will do good. She would do him good and not evil all the days of her life. She'll be right there with him. She'll comfort him, guide him, help nourish him when he's down. She'll make him well. When he's been beat up, she's right there to pick him up, to make sure, dust him off, and make sure. Women, you have a great responsibility, and I want to say y'all doing a marvelous job.
You also should be brave and temperate and generous and truthful, witty, friendly, spirited, conscientious, and benevolent. These are qualities that can help you to go far with your families and relationships. You should go after a certain type of woman, and that woman is virtuous. Now we're going to tell you the opposite of that because men, you got a list. Make sure you have that list, and like I said, make sure that physical is not the only thing that you're going by.
That's right.
But let's give you some clues, men out there, of some of the things that you don't want. You don't want a quarrelsome woman.
That's right. That's right.
You got a woman that would just fuss and fuss.
Fuss.
One man shared with me that he wanted to get a divorce because all the woman wanted to do was quarrel and fight. She specialized in physical fighting. she she specialized in physical fight, and he had to just say, "No, this is not gonna work."
You don't want a woman that's wicked neither. That's sitting back there being wicked in the morning, wicked in the evening, just just wicked.
It says some of the deficiencies, if you're not virtuous, these are some of the things that come with you if you're, if you're not practicing those attributes. It says you're cowardly.
Yeah.
You have an addictive personality. You're stingy. You are boorish, quarrelsome, melancholy, depraved, envious, and mean.
That's right.
And mean.
Mean as a junkyard dog.
Everybody got a little bit of mean in them, but Lord knows sometimes there are women that specialize in mean.
Delinquents, and you are misbehave, corrupt, ruddiness.
Yeah, it says rash. Oh my goodness.
Evil.
Boastful.
Evil, just evil. Wake up evil in the morning. Wake up, go to bed at night evil. Just evil.
Now this is the thing. If a man, maybe a man may like that. Do you think men would like
crazy? if he's crazy, if he likes a woman that's evil, mean, some men, we got to understand that we want somebody that's going to have our heart, that's got to have our best interest. We can make a mistake and we make an error, because men carry the whole world on their shoulder, and they're dealing with a lot of obstacles once they leave the home. And when they come back to the home, we need somebody that's going to say, look, bro, dust yourself off. I got you. I got a big old chicken bone sitting in the pot of soup that, cornbread on the side. The house is clean. Ain't got to come here. Well, the bills are due, and you ain't made enough money. Don't sit down here now. Get out there and get.
Maybe sometime a man need a strong woman like that. Do you think that men can change women? And also, let's reflect to the scripture that talked about, God intervening in the prophet's life and told him to go marry that woman of whoredom, and it was like, but he wanted to make a point with Israel. What I'm saying, do you think there's a purpose for some of the people you meet that are not as pleasant? There's somebody for everybody.
That's right.
And do you think, Mr. E, that men should go ahead, even though they may not come across a virtuous woman, they could find a good thing and change that good thing into a better person?
Miss Hinton, it depends on men. Men is, sometimes I think men, like the Bible says that women are silly, and I think sometimes men are silly because of the choices that we make. Sometimes we make choices and looking for the right woman, then she turn out and just like a box of Cracker Jacks, when you open up the prize ain't worth a whole lot of anything. So I think that when men ought to have standards, they ought to listen to their mothers as their mothers begin to give them direction on what to look for. She ain't got to be just breath from britches. She's got to be someone that you want to spend eternity with. You got to remember later on in life, if a man she'll get sick, and she ain't gonna push him out there in the sun and on the wheelchair, let him sit outside all day and the birds nesting on him, and she don't feed him, just let him sit there all day long, and then all of a sudden when nighttime comes, she bring him in.
Oh, well, I know a lady now. Even worse than that, I know personally a woman who, when her husband, he didn't treat her that good she's a beautiful lady, but he didn't treat her that good when they were married. When it was time for him when he got sick and went into hospital, she left him right there, beat out the house, took all the money. She said on her, she dropped the mic, she said on him. She told me that personally.
What she said?
She just left him to die in hospice. She said, "That's it.
Bye, I done been catching hell all this many years, and then all of a
Yes.
sudden, you down the tides to turn." Now, do you think that was right that she did, or do you think that she should have been went a little farther?
Ooh, this is the thing. I don't think it was right, Mr.
Or
E.
she going against her
What
vows?
I'm telling you, men, you got to be careful how you treat women, because there's going to come a time when you may be vulnerable, and she may give you what for. Just like in the movie, The Diary of what is it? A black, the one. Let me see. Let me see something about a mad black woman or something like that. And the man got into an accident and became paralyzed.
That extension cord.
And if she didn't do if she didn't do a number on that bad. So man, I'm telling you, you can find the sweetest woman in the whole wide world, but you got to learn how to treat her, because there's this thing called revenge, and women can be vindictive. Along with all that sweetness and virtue, honey, you treat her wrong, you may find yourself somewhere in hospice, and she's long gone.
That's right.
With the money and everything else, because she said, this is my time.
And you look for her, and you said, well, maybe Sweetie will be here. Sweetie said, bye, boo-boo. I'm on the airplane. I ain't going through that no more. I done had enough. But
Mr. E, I think he would have had mercy if on his sick bed he wasn't treating her like a dog. He was still treating her like a dog on the sick bed, and that's when she got her revenge.
And he needed her help, and he's still acting crazy.
So I'm telling you, men, make sure you're looking for a woman. When you make those vows, that she will stick with you through thick and thin, that she'll be forgiving, loving, help you to come up in life. You help her to come up, and she helps you to come up. You all work together, but make sure you find some women of quality. And Mr. E, there was before the social media and how people are dating now, they used to put in the newspaper article about, wanted. I want a woman, this, that. And there were a couple of men in there that did not want virtue. They did not want virtuous women. They wanted anything lower than virtues. I mean, and I'm not going to describe what they were looking for, but I'm telling you, some men are not even looking for a virtuous woman, and they're looking for specific I can't even say it, because specific. just the thing that he was looking for was just like out of the ordinary. And
I think men really need, if they listen to their mama, you ain't got to get a woman like your mama. You ain't got to get
don't men look for women like their mom, though?
Men looking for women just like their mama, somebody gonna look out for them. And see, sometimes you got to remember, mama has spoiled them boys by looking out for them. You got a mama that will come and feed that boy and take his temperature and things of that nature, and then they expect for their wives to do the same thing. Listen, it ain't like that. It's not that once you get all the way from mama. Mama, you done did your job. You got men, and you're making them, that's why some of the men are the way they are. They're looking for someone to get them a handout. When are you going to be a man? If the Lord decided to take that mama away from you, you gonna mess around as nobody gonna treat you like mama. There is nobody under the sun. Miss Hinton, and these women don't want no mama's boy.
But you know what's so wonderful about that scripture in Proverbs? King Lemuel's wife was saying, look, I mean, not wife, but mother, you got to be a certain type of man.
That's right.
She wouldn't just say, hey, you just go out there and you be no good and this, that, and the other. She said, wait a minute, don't have strong drinks, don't do this, don't do that.
That's right.
Make sure you are the man that you need to be in order to find that virtuous woman,
so that she won't go out there and find no mess, and she's doing all that she can possibly do to make it right, and you around there drinking and smoking and doping and the things of the nature. It's got to be a two-way street. Find the right woman.
Absolutely. So, men, hey, we're gonna finish this up in a second. Come on and join us. See if you agree or disagree. It don't matter. We're gonna talk about it anyway. God bless you all, though. We're gonna see you on Fun Friday. Have a wonderful day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, the FYI Radio Show, with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And we want to say happy Women's International Day to all of you women. This is your month. Celebrate. Go eat some pumpkin pie. Go and bake you a cake and go and get you some roses. Do what you do. Have your day this month on you. To get to this place, started out with a smile on my face.
Yes. Hope you all are doing wonderful. We celebrate women. It feels good to celebrate ourselves because we have come a long way. And still we fight, and still we rise, and still we continue to do. Still we continue to deal with these men. But the thing about it is, like you said, Mr. E, it takes two. Men have made a lot of strides, but also they have opened the door for women.
That's right.
In certain,
that's right.
in certain fields, and so it's not, it's not. There go my friend Diane Carter. How are you? She said, "Good morning, my beautiful friend. God is so good. Have a safe and blessed day. Love you guys. Love you too, Miss Carter.
Been
missing you." And thank you so much for joining us on today. But Mr. E, yes, we talk about the virtuous woman, but King Lemuel's mother did not leave him out.
That's right.
And she said, now, wait a minute, you got to have a certain character. You have to do what's right. In order to pull in a woman of such substance, you're going to have yourself together.
That's right.
And so, we just, thank God for that description of what we can be. And women, if we're not all the way 100% there, we have flaws and things like that. We can work on ourselves. That's the good thing about God giving us each day to become better and do better. So we can have someone that wants to share our lives, not because we're perfect, but because we have the right attitude of wanting to be better. Better for ourselves, for God, for our family, a friend, for our community. We want to be better. And so, who wouldn't want to share a life with someone who wants good things?
That's right. I want to say good morning to Miss Diane Carter, Miss Crystal Hinton, Miss Christy Pettifield, Miss Sheila Robinson, Miss Jewel Corporal Robbins, Miss Shaniko Lalokapu. I don't mess that lady name
don't mess that up.
Labua.
Okay.
Yeah. Good morning to you.
Okay, Mr. E, thank you for the shout outs. We said we promised we'd shout you out.
That's right.
But we're talking about, virtuous women, but we're talking more of what men look for in women. And I was asking Mr. E, I'm going to ask him again. Do you think people can change folk? Do you think if a man meets a woman and she doesn't have all the qualities, but she got some good things going on for her, you think his love can change who she is to help her grow to be a better person?
I think that they can change one another. Yes, I do think that they can change each other. But when you got to remember that they are grown folk and they got to be willingly to change. Mm-hmm. We come from different backgrounds and from different families. And sometimes men think that they have rule over them and they the boss and, where they receive it wrong. And sometimes women feel like that she's came from a great family. My daddy did all that for me. And so I don't need nobody to put me down because I didn't come from that kind of upbringing. So I think that what should happen is that when a man takes a woman and a woman takes a man, they should understand each other's before they decided to wed, to make sure that the package is right, to make sure they got clear understanding of what each other wants in life and how we want. Do we want to get a home with a fenced-in yard and upstairs, downstairs, and have 2 children? and what it takes to get there. Sometimes planning a relationship and
Mm-hmm.
not accidents, to make it work. We're figuring our way. We're blindsiding our way. We're just making it and doing ways. Sometimes you got to look at each other's side. You got to remember that a woman has a side and a man has a side. So when we begin to examine one another, what you gonna do with your side? Are we gonna be able to incorporate it together? Or are we just gonna drop my side and run on your side and drop his side? And how are you gonna be happy to one another?
What about this thing that a woman wants a bad boy, bad boy, bad boy. What you gonna do? Do y'all want bad boys?
That's
Some
what I
that
think.
look, that's what I've heard. That a woman, she just really embraces that type of man deep down inside. She may not say it, openly, but they say that a lot of women like bad boys. Is that true?
Some women likes the badness in the boy.
Why is that?
Because she feels secure that badness in that boy can help secure my house. He's a watchdog for
Oh,
me.
snap.
But what they don't want is the badness in the boy to turn out to be bad on her.
Yes, absolutely.
Because there's come a time that we got to grow up. I remember times, Miss Hinton, when I was growing up, there used to be a man and a woman used to live right across the street from us.
Mhm.
And every day they would fight. I
Mm.
mean, fight every day. They got to the point where they stopped fist fighting because he was a bad cat. So he
Mm.
stopped fist fighting with the fist, and then they started using hammers and
Yes.
busting for each other upside the head. And I'm saying, what's wrong with this picture? Why y'all done went from arguing to putting your hands on one
Yes.
another? Now y'all, and she hit him in the head with a hatchet, and didn't kill him, but nursed him back to life,
Well,
and then got to fight
I
some
just
more.
I had a friend whose parents they fought on the weekend, but guess what was one of the key things that made them like that is uh, alcohol.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
so, on partying, they partied and stuff,
Jealousy, alcohol.
and alcohol played a part. And she had what you call it, knife marks all over the bottom of her face, him too, scars, where they did go from just fussing to cutting.
To cut,
So this
hammer
is the
hitting.
thing. It all depends on, and they lived, until they died together. They were married, and so it all depends on what you want. But I'm saying, when a man is looking for someone to spend the rest of his life with, it would be nice for him to spend uh, his life with someone that is, striving
Someone
toward
that they
being
like.
virtuous, striving toward being virtuous. And like I said, we're not perfect as
That's right.
women, but there are certain qualities in us that should be really attractive to a man.
One of the things I look at in this virtual woman, and I saw this and it stood out. It said, "Who could find a virtuous woman for her price is far above rubies. She's expensive. When you find the right lady or the right man, it's far above. She's got qualities and she's jewels. She's got all the characteristics that one could ever ask for. The heart of her husband, do it safely. She trusts
Mm-hmm.
in her. Daddy, the man gives her heart. She will do good and not evil all the days of her
Mm.
life. She seeks wool and flex and worketh willingly with her hands.
Yes.
She's like a merchant ship. She brings her food from afar. She rises also well it is yet night, and give meat to her household and portions to her maiden. She considered a field and buys it, and with fruit of her hand she planteth vineyard.
Mm-hmm.
She's a hard
She's a
working. She's
businesswoman.
a ruby. She's a businesswoman. She's a wife too. There's nothing that this virtue, this jewel, this ruby won't do for him.
Absolutely. And so, whether we're married or not, we can be that person. We can work toward being virtuous. We can have good qualities. Miss Diane Collins, she said, so true, preach, Mr. E. She said, I would like to comment, but LOL. But that's right. I mean, we have to work at being that, especially if we want to be in partnership with people. Whether it's partnership as far as marriage or just a relationship or whatever. We want to bring virtue to it.
That's
we
right.
want to bring good things to the table. What you bringing to the table, men? What are you bringing to the table, women? What do you bring to the table? A lot of women want to be in relationship, but what are you bringing to the table? And men, are you picking women that can be that, can have your back? Are you picking women that loves you and puts you high, esteem you high? Are you looking to have someone to birth children with you and raise them? Are you looking to take care of your money? And each one of us, if we are looking to be in any kind of relationship or partnership or whatever, should be bringing some valuable, virtuous things to the table.
That's right. Wisdom, knowledge. You should bring
Yes.
knowledge and wisdom, because when a woman speaks, that the Bible says when she speaks wisdom. She speaks knowledge. She speaks kindness. She speaks words that will help him to rise above. She don't speak words that will put him down. Oh, you should have stayed home with your mammy. You ain't worth 5 cents. Because that's not encouraging words. Sometimes men need to hear that, hey, you're doing a wonderful job. Sometimes, even though this is Women's Month, an international month, did you not know, Miss Hinton, that there is no Men's Month? There is only thing they get is a Father's Day. And sometimes men need someone to encourage them.
Well, this segment is What's Under the Hat, issues concerning men. And we hope that men that are listening, just kind of grasp hold to, how you can find someone and what qualities they should have. They may not be perfect, like I said before, but they will have your back all the days of your life.
And then you got to live with that man, whether hail or no hail, whether sunrise or not, whether richer or for worse or for poor. If his figure 8 turn into if her figure 8 turn into a figure O, or his figure 8 turn into a figure O, you still gotta love him. You still gotta keep him. If his eye move into the middle of his forehead, you still give him the same amount of love that he's so prone to have. It's totally up to you, that the way you take care of your partner.
All right. But I tell you what, it's been great talking to our men. And go out there and find you a wonderful, wonderful partner and friend, and look for great qualities, but bring great qualities to the table as well. Look, don't forget, on Friday we have a great show coming up with Coach Rhonda.
Yeah.
And it's going to be wonderful. We're going to continue to highlight Women's History Month and talk about what's going on in her world, along with Coach Deb. And it's going to be just a fun time. We're glad to have them on. Who else is coming?
Miss Hinton, you don't want to miss 2 of the greatest people in the world. You see her in the court system.
Absolutely.
You see Miss Morales. Miss Stephanie Morales would be our special guest, and also Mr. Morales would be our special guest on FYI. So get ready, because they're gonna bring that. I call them Beyonce and Jay-Z. Beyonce and Jay-Z. I was thinking about what Chris Rock said in his show. If Beyonce worked at Burger King, would she still have Jay-Z?
Yes.
But if Jay-Z worked at Burger King, would he still have Beyonce?
Well, but anyway, we're going to see you all. Don't forget to also join us on Monday night. We are going to have Cynthia Hall a businesswoman and entrepreneur, and just a wonderful, wonderful friend. She'll be on at night. Make sure you join us. And also, don't forget, Young Women Achieving Success. We have that tonight. You all can bring your girls 10 to 17 years old and be a part of the program. Also, bullying is right underneath your nose. The book is available, hard copy, ebook, or Audible. Just go online with Books of Soul and you can get that book. Bullying is right underneath your nose by Yolanda Hinton. Don't
And don't
forget to follow us, right?
And don't forget to tell our listening audience there in Spanish as well as English,
Absolutely.
because that's one of the greatest problems that we're having around the world. That's bullying. And bullying, it
Absolutely.
doesn't make a difference. It's a bad drug, and it's not only just for children, but it's for adults also.
Don't forget the Royal Ladies Pie. We're launching it. It was the Ladies Pie. We're launching it now. It's the Royal Ladies Pie. We'll tell you more about it. So excited about it and what's going on. The ladies' music is online. And don't forget, you can be a sponsor, an intern,
Yeah.
or special guest on FYI Radio Show. Mr. E has the T on that.
Don't forget, if you want to be a special guest or sponsor, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861. Our inbox is at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Henson's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Our email is at FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. That's FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com.
You all are a blessing. Thank you so much for joining us. We hope you join us on our week after Monday evening. We're pulling in folk to talk with us and dialogue and just have a great time. If you are interested in that platform with us once a month, just put your name right there in our inbox and let us know. Yeah, I'd like to come on and dialogue with you all on Monday evenings. So, Mr. E, it's been a wonderful, wonderful day. Happy Women's International Day to all ladies.
Yeah, happy Women's International Day to you.
Don't forget to join us back here on Friday. Be blessed. Enjoy this beautiful day.
Thank you so much for tuning in to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information and sponsorship, give us a call at 757-714-7861. Again, that telephone number is 757-714-7861. Our inboxes. Oh, by the way, don't forget to send us your email, because on our After Dark segment, we want to make you, FYI After Dark, we want you to be in our audience and be on some of our shows that we can dialogue with you, so that the world can know what's going on, what you want to hear, and what you may like. We want to make it your business to be a part of FYI. Don't forget to email us your email at FYI Radio Show or FYI Radio Show Live at gmail.com. Don't forget to have a wonderful, cold hot day.
God bless you all. Bye-bye.
2 up, 2 down.